Welcome to SPADS episode 15. We have the full team again, once again. Three of us are United fans. The three of us are very happy following the success and yet another cup to the trophy cabinet.
Massive cup.
Massive
Been a while.
Carabao Cup has always been the most important tournament.
Not what you were saying last season. Mickey Mouse Cup, no one wants to win it.
It is until you win it.
Yeah, it's like the Charity Shield. No one wants to win the Charity Shield till you win it, and it's a decent trophy.
But you haven't had a chance to win that for a while, have you?
No, we haven't. It's like 2013, I think, the last time. Something like that, the Charity Shield. Anyway, boys, United, great performance. Winnipeg, we'll come to you for your Liverpool views on it in a second. But good performance, comfortable enough in the end.
Yeah. Well, 2 goals first half. Sealed. Done. Thank
Killed
you very
the
much.
tie,
Just another great performance. Well played. Team performance again. Well happy, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we did. I expected a good game because I think Newcastle and Man United, and to be fair, Newcastle's support I think is awesome.
Brilliant.
You know,
shout out to Newcastle.
I think it was a bit.
It's not nice to see the northern fans travel down south, isn't it?
Yeah, he has to get it in, doesn't he?
We said we'd come to you in a minute, Dave.
Yeah. Stop interrupting me, Dave. No, I just think, to be fair, I thought Newcastle fans got a little bit of there was, obviously all the images of them being in Trafalgar Square and it all like that. They actually cleared it all up and everything. There was no trouble. Do you know what I mean? It was good. But overall, I thought the game was pretty good. Newcastle just didn't quite have, and let's be honest, their form up to it just weren't scoring goals.
Definitely a bit flat.
Yeah, and I think, to be fair, unfortunately, up and coming up their form, they haven't really been scoring, have they? So
no. Do we think the keeper thing knocked them psychologically? Obviously, Pope didn't come out. Unfortunately, got suspended. Dubravka. I'm great with names. He obviously couldn't pay because he was cup tied.
Did he take a winner's medal?
I don't know.
He was entitled to one, wasn't he?
He would have done.
In his Newcastle top.
But do you think that would have affected him, Dave, psychologically? It's got to be a bit of a... When you got Karras coming as well, he's most famous for a calamity
in a final.
Yeah.
I think it will affect you a little bit because obviously you're used to that goalkeeper behind you commanding the area, etc. and stuff.
His stats are pretty impressive, aren't they, Pope's?
Pretty.
But his stats are pretty impressive, aren't they?
Yeah, he's decent.
He's
been one of their best signings, isn't he?
I think their back four's been the same more or less every game this season.
Yeah,
they it's communication. You know where your goalkeeper's going to be. You know where everyone's going to be. So yeah, it will put a little bit in them, I reckon. But
he did all right, to be fair. They do need Karras. I was glad because I didn't want him. As much as I wanted to win the game, I didn't want it to be that it's just about him making a mistake and that was it.
Possibly should have done better with the second goal.
Deflected goal.
It was deflected.
And an offside goal. Possibly. So, he done it was really, really unlucky, wasn't he?
So let's talk about that. Obviously, Casemiro.
Great goal.
A great goal. As I see it at first, I thought it was one onside. Obviously, the replay showed it was much closer than it was. It was judged onside on the day. Obviously, you're a Liverpool fan, you think it's off.
Well, there was only one line drawn.
We're just going to keep.
How can you only draw one line? It's meant to be 2 lines.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, there was only one line drawn, and if you look, Casemiro.
Where's the second line supposed to be? Where's the 2 lines supposed to be?
One on the attacker, one on the defender.
They did that anyway, didn't they?
No, it was only one line. And when you look at it, when the actual ball was played, Casemiro's shoulder was in front of his foot. So you can score a goal with your shoulder. So it should have been offside.
So the moral of the story is
for United.
So the moral of the story is one line is plenty for anybody.
Depends what the line is.
In terms of Ten Hag, again, just a great what he's done since he's been there. What he's turned around in 9 months. I almost don't want to get too excited because I've got this thing. Hope it doesn't fall apart. But I mean, it has been exceptional.
And it's not just personnel either. I think a lot of it's just bringing the team back to being a team together. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Because I know there's obviously some bodies come in and what he's done with getting Ronaldo out and Sancho back in, etc., etc. But it's more than just what he's doing on the pitch.
If you'd seen us, if we would have won that under Ollie or under Ralph, if we got to the final, you would not have seen celebrations like that. With that team, they wouldn't have been doing it.
We should have a bit afterwards where
Casemiro having a go at him for not
Fernandes,
I love that.
Hang on, you've just won the cup. You're still having a barn at each other. But
love
that's just pure.
Serial winner though, isn't he? Casemiro. It's been a great signing, isn't he?
Yeah, fantastic sign. You think he was European champion with Real Madrid last season? He leaves to go to a mid-table team, and he's brought him up to the top.
A mid-table.
Were you
winning
a mid-table team last season?
He's been put in the FIFA team of the year, hasn't he?
I wouldn't say mid-table.
Mid-table of the top half. Yeah, because you're saying Liverpool are mid-table side at the moment. And
they are.
We're not.
You are.
Seventh or eighth, which you potentially.
You're just
well,
poor.
No. It's Liverpool. Liverpool's season. We might talk about that. It is bad, but it isn't as bad as it could be. Yeah. Chelsea are having a bad season, and we'll come on to them in a minute. But
because Liverpool can actually win a game. Chelsea can't.
You know, 45 points left to play for. Like Klopp said today, we could go on an unbeaten run.
You could go on that run, Dave.
You're over halfway, and he's gone. Our season starts now. Yeah, well done. Great manager.
Give everyone a head start.
Klopp's been watching the SPADS podcast because Dave said this a couple of weeks ago. So obviously his PR team have said to him, "This is what Dangerous has said. Drop that into your press conference."
Klopp knows.
But come back to now. I think he's made some very good decisions. That the Ronaldo and Maguire situations, I think, has been fantastic. And Dave, I'll get your opinion on this. What's your view of Ten Hag as a Liverpool fan?
He's got Man United playing together. He's got them, performing well.
They're a team,
which I hate.
Yeah,
that's
the nicest thing you've ever said.
I loved seeing them under Ollie when they were all individuals. Prime example: Chelsea, all individuals. They're not playing as a team. It doesn't matter if you've got 11 absolute weldies on the pitch. If you can't play together, you're not going to perform. Yeah. Arteta's done that at Arsenal as well. He's brought them all together to play together. So they want to play for him, for the club, for each other. That's what, again, at Liverpool, Klopp had that. He brought everybody playing for one another.
Had.
Yeah, because at the moment, we don't seem to be playing for one another.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, Ten Hag has done an excellent job, which I absolutely hate, but hats off to him. United were a laughing stock last season, and he's turned it around.
The Ronaldo, I think, was probably the biggest decision and probably the right decision, the way he handled that, because that could have been, that interview from Ronaldo could have torpedoed the club even more than what it was.
He wouldn't have had control, would he? That little bit of control that he had in the time before that would have gone, well, it's too late. Because I think if you notice now, when all the players have been interviewed, they're all like, no, when Rashford got dealt with, when Ronaldo, all the players are talking about it, and as if they're all saying to all these youngsters, because there's quite a few decent youngsters coming through, like, you got Nacho,
Mr. Rowley.
There's the young lad that's just signed a new contract. All these young players are now it's just being drilled into him. It don't matter who you are. You think Rashford was just in the start of his form, and he got dropped. Well,
I think it's the honesty as well of coming out and telling you what they're doing.
Yeah,
I've been dropped because I was late. Yeah, they wouldn't have said that before. No, he was.
Well, it'd be on the social media, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be social.
Sancho's gone away and said, I had some mental health problems. I've worked on it. I've worked on myself, and I've come back, and now I'm ready. Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah, it just seems a lot more open and respected, I think.
He's got the players wanting to play for him and each other, which is what you want. Yeah.
And come back to Ronaldo thing. If you imagine Mo Salah coming out and doing an interview saying, it could really tear the club apart. It was a real pivotal moment. I think that was a huge moment in his career so far.
I think we've gained from it as well.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not saying the Glazers have just sold want to sell Man United or whatever they're going to do.
Well, they're saying that they're not going to get rid of it.
Yeah, but then
because they're miles away the $6 billion they want. That's why.
But only worth $500,000.
Yeah, but let's be honest. It's all about putting the price up in it.
I'm still not convinced they'll sell.
I still think that has an effect, and in a way, it might help that what's happened. But how he's gone about it, I think I expected him to do well, but within like 2 to 3 seasons, I expect the pressure to be on him in the first season. Let's be honest, not one of us thought we'd be in top 4. I always said top 4 would be dream, all this.
Not one of us thought we were going to be in top 4. Top 4 would be dream. So you thought you'd be there because you were
it was an outside. It was a sort of a very...
Well, I've put here realistic achievements, question mark. Because obviously Manchester United just sit here. So obviously they picked up the Carabao Cup. It's the 6th time they won the Carabao Cup. First time they won it since 2017. They picked up the Europa League that season as well. They're still in the last 16 of the Europa League. Got Real Betis next. They've got the FA Cup tomorrow against West Ham. And obviously sit 3rd in the league behind Arsenal. What do we think realistic expectations are for this season?
Europa League, 3rd. Possibly the FA Cup, but do you know what? I'll be happy with Europa
If
League.
it ends now with a Carabao Cup, would we still say that's a successful season?
I'd be
But yeah,
I'd
a
say
9
we
month
would.
turnaround. Yeah,
But everyone was saying Liverpool's season wasn't successful last season because we got to all these finals, but we didn't win it.
Sure.
So if you get to the Europa League final, get to the FA Cup final, challenge from the league, but then you only get one
Do you
cup,
not think that
that's
changes?
not successful.
Do you not think that changes? Do you
of course it is. Compared to last season, it's a successful season.
But it would feel
But
a
it's
little
not a
bit
successful
disappointing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
although
exactly.
it is-
Yeah.
But you've got to look. They were saying it today. Liverpool last season, they won 2 of the most non-desirable
Yep.
trophies.
Mm.
So, but you can't say that's not a success. I don't care whether they got to the other finals or not. It's still 2 trophies in the cabinet. You've still won 2 competitions.
It's good as to me, it's a success. But people have said it wasn't.
Sure.
But it's good to have that winning mentality, isn't it? You
Yeah.
want to
You've got a
continue.
manager that's in 9 months. He's got a trophy already.
Yeah.
That's a success already, in my opinion.
This is where I think.
Let's just hope
this
that we
is where-
don't fucking fall off a cliff next
This
season.
is where I think at the minute a few of the sports ex-footballers and that are sort of they need to calm down. I think they're going on that bandwagon that we're like, right, United are back. I don't think United fans are being unrealistic. I think what they're saying is this could be the start of it.
potentially.
And yes, the Carabao Cup, let's be honest, if you had a choice out of all of them, it'd be the bottom. But if that's the start from it, I'll take it. And I think some ex-players are like, actually, I don't like it. Like Dave said, I don't like it because it looks pretty good. Let's be honest, I'm not making a stupid prediction here, but if we go and make sensible signings in the summer, we'll be challenging for the title next year. It doesn't mean we'll win it, but we'll be challenging.
It's it's a testament.
Watch this space.
Watch this space.
We'll go on a long run, as Dave says.
Yeah. It's a testament to what they've done. So, I mean, Lee, for you, what do you think we walk away with? What do you think now, sitting here, what do you think Man United walk away with at the end of the season?
It's hard because the others not having won anything, having a bit of up and down season. I think City are going to push really hard for FA Cup.
And Champions League.
I think the league might be a bit outstretched.
Yeah.
For United.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
You're asking for both of them to lose,
6
aren't
points
you?
between us and City.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pushing
8, I
City
think,
is a task for anyone.
Yeah.
I think they might just stretch the gap a bit too much. I'd like to see a cup run.
Yeah.
And the way he's been playing his cup sides, then I think we've got a chance because I don't think he's not I'm going to rotate and put just an 11 out.
Picks a strong team, didn't he?
And the Europa League, there's still some big guns in that,
Yeah.
I think
Arsenal.
Arsenal, so that Juve are still, I know they're having a bit of a shite season, but you can never write them off, can you?
Yeah.
But again, I know we've done Barcelona, but that's not as big as I think it.
It's not Barcelona of 5 years
No,
ago.
I'd much rather play Barca than Arsenal at the minute, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see us make the final, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, I think I'd still be happy. I'm still sat here happy now.
Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah.
the first trophy of the season. It's a bit. They say it's the Monkey Cup, but you've still gone and beaten everyone else that's in
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Still got to win
Very,
it.
very good teams you beat in it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very good teams you beat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, excellent. What was it? Aston Villa,
Yeah.
Burnley,
Yeah.
Who'd you go out to, Dave?
Charlton,
Yeah.
and Nottingham Forest.
That's it.
Yeah, some big teams.
And
isn't
we,
it?
and we got a cup.
Well,
did,
no.
did you get beaten by Nottingham Forest? I think you did, didn't you?
We did, yeah.
Shut your beat.
Yeah.
Big team.
Shut your beat.
We did get beaten by them in the
jealous.
league, which matters. They played a weakened team in the semi-final.
Silverware. Silverware.
Talking from
Yeah.
Manchester United that's done well to, we talked about it last week, we talk about it every week, we can't not talk about it. Our friend Graham Potter at Chelsea.
Good evening, Graham.
I really like the bloke. I so hope it works. I like everything about him. I like how honest he is in the interviews afterwards. I like the fact he's come out and said, I haven't done enough at this club yet for them to give me, undying support. It's very self-aware. It's very honest. Unfortunately, in the last 11 games, they've won one. They've lost
Sod the
6.
last 11
and
games.
draw.
Since the 6th of November, Man United have scored 50 goals. Chelsea have scored 6.
I mean, that.
You know how bad is it that Aubameyang is a striker, and even when they need goals, he's not getting played?
They're banging about it today. Ziyech.
Oh, sorry, he got
This
brought on in
geezer's
their
about
last
to
game,
leave
but
PSG.
Yeah.
Can't go because they cut the contracts up. Then he plays every game there on in.
Yeah.
Is that good management in your opinion? No, hang on. This
Depends
geezer
on your
wants,
options,
reckon
doesn't
he
it?
wants off, doesn't he? But if he wants off, then he doesn't want to be there. He's not going to play well, is he?
He might have wanted off,
Is
but then
it- is
Potter's had a word and said, "Look, mate, you're going to play week in, week out.
Or has
You're
Ziyech
gonna
gone, play me, otherwise I'm going to run a riot,
Or
just down tools, and then he's not got the. Has he lost the dressing room? Is because his ego's too big? It's,
Or Potter said to him, if you hang about something, we'll hand that 12-year contract. You could get one.
And
It's,
still on
it's
the
a
bench.
proper odd situation, that.
Yeah. So I wrote down here, the notes on here is, what do we think is wrong? So obviously they've had lots of individuals brought it in. What do we think is the problem?
He doesn't know.
Chelsea?
Well, one, I said this last week about you don't know what team to pick.
Yeah.
Because they're not picking the same team.
But he was the same at Brighton. He never stuck with the same 11.
They would have put the bloody ball in the back of the net, I
And the
think.
thing is, they're not playing the same as a team. Like Sterling will make a run, and there's no one passing. I mean, is it? I can't say their new player's name. Is it Mudrick?
He was on the bench.
Yeah. When
pretty
he's
important
starting to
to
look a bit like, what am I doing here? And it's like, mate, you've been here 2 minutes, and it's already the new players. There's been no new players like coming in, like giving them a little bounce or anything like. It's really strange.
I think you usually get the bounce when there's 1 or 2. When there's 8 or 9, they're all banging straight in. Got to play. When they don't, they're going to start kicking off.
Yeah.
So is there a rift in the dressing room because there's so many new ones come in? Has he got the balls to control that to start with? Because he's come from where there's no egos. It's like, if you look at when they played Spurs, the back four's a cracking back four, and they've leaked 2 goals.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it just doesn't make any sense.
Is it the Chelsea effect? Is it the expectations are so high and then it just compounds on top? Is that part of an issue? I mean, he's had the worst start of any Chelsea manager in the Premier League.
They should be doing better, without a doubt.
I think they should be doing better. I just think there's so many individuals that they've brought though, like individual players any of them players are a player that a team would buy and go, right, that's our main man. It's all about them. And I think they've got far too many of them. Because let's be honest, when they bought Sterling, we thought, do you know what, 50 mil.
But are they all main men? Sterling's well gone past it.
No, but you'd think when you think of Man City, I know he weren't playing the last season. He was pretty involved in a lot of stuff like England. I know now he's probably not going to be playing as much for England.
But no team's looking at him going, I'm going to build a team around that geezer.
No, not now. At first,
And none of the others are. Mudrik's a World Cup signing.
Yep. Try and
Trossard's a World Cup signing and done well at Brighton.
Trossard?
Not Trossard. I can't remember his name.
so many of them.
You've got Enzo Fernandez, who's the...
But he's a World Cup signing.
Yeah, World Cup, yeah.
He wasn't from Brighton.
Yeah.
No.
Cucurella was from Brighton, and he was...
He's been an absolute flop.
Yeah, he's not
So you wouldn't build a team around them, but they've been, because they've come in at 115 million quid each.
Yeah.
It's like they've gone, well, they should be doing better. Yeah. But you put all of those new signings in under Pep, would they be doing any better? Probably, but not. They're not going to be setting the fucking world alight.
The question with that is as well, we say about Pep, and Pep's probably the wrong one. But if for instance you replace Graham Potter with Pochettino, do we think Chelsea would have been formed differently? Do we think it's because the individuals, or do we think it's the manager?
I think it's individual.
Both.
Maybe a combination of both.
Okay.
And
So if you put
that
Poch
time
in-
comes with the individual as well.
So I know we said last week that we said that we think Chelsea fans need to write off this season, give them the time. But realistically,
They don't want to
are
write
they
the season
going
off,
to
though,
do
they?
that? Because there's a lot of games there.
No, they ain't.
15
And it's
games,
pretty-
45 points.
It just feels like every weekend, though. It's like
14,
he's getting a vote of confidence on the Monday morning every week. It's like, no, it's a long-term plan. It's a long-term plan.
Yeah, but that probably because the media's on him all the time.
Yeah.
Every
But there's massive speculation 3 ways round. He's got 2 games. He's got a pre-season and a window.
Yeah.
And then he's got till the end of the season. You're like, no one's got a fucking clue. Let's be honest.
Personally, I think he's got to be given more time.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to be. He's got a massive squad of players that half he can't play because they're not in the squad.
Yeah.
He's got to give out what players he don't want, get rid of them, keep the players he wants, and buy
Give
his
him
own
a chance for that
players.
striker that's coming in as well from Leipzig. Is it Cuckoo?
Yeah.
Give him a chance for him because he's actually a striker. Give him a chance. Like you say, they've needed a clear.
Aubameyang's a striker.
Yeah.
But
I know.
he's
But-
finished, isn't he?
We don't know because he's
Well,
getting
to be
game
fair,
time, didn't he?
he done well at Barcelona. He done all right at Barcelona, but he's just a lazy bastard.
Yeah, and they don't need that.
No,
They
and Potter's. I don't think
You
that
can't,
kind
you
of.
can't be lazy when you're sat on a fucking bench.
You can be lazy.
We
You don't train hard, do you? I'm on the bench. I'm getting paid 200k a week for doing nothing.
You need a goal.
wasn't the
You're going
right
to put a
sign.
fucking
No.
striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He should be
wasn't
getting game time.
the right
but
sign.
if he doesn't fancy him, then he's
Well,
not going to fucking play, is
it wasn't a Potter signing, was it?
wasn't a Potter
Thomas
sign.
Tuchel.
Who?
None of them were.
I guess how many of them are there?
Yeah, probably none of them.
This is possibly the problem. But I think it's difficult to say to Chelsea fans you've got to write off the rest of the season. There's a lot of football to be played.
Yeah.
Look at their next. I think the next 4 games decides it all. So the next 4 games for Chelsea, they've got Leeds at home. Okay. They've got Dortmund at home.
I think that's
Champions League's the one.
Champions League.
Champions League's the one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Potentially, but I think it's the next 2 after that. You've then got Leicester and Everton. So if you take away the Dortmund, you look at Leeds, Leicester and Everton. And then they've got Villa after that. So you look at
Not the
But they get beaten by Dortmund and Everton.
It's not
That's
the
it.
easiest,
fucking
but it's
out the door.
certainly not the hardest.
It's not the hardest, but it could make and break it.
But that's
are.
what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
think.
4
Winnable
winnable
games
games.
for
Chelsea of last season, that's 4 wins. That should
Yeah.
be, but it's not.
They're hitting them
Absolutely.
teams at the wrong time. Leeds
Yeah.
with a new manager, Everton with a bit of a bounce.
Yeah.
Villa are going all right.
So I think the next 4 games, the next 4 Premier League games, which say take Dortmund out, Leeds, Leicester, Everton, Villa. Now look, if they were 4 games for Brighton, you'd almost say Brighton would probably win all those games.
Yeah.
So you definitely say Chelsea should win those games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if he comes to the end of that, if he survives that long to the Villa, and he hasn't picked up a couple of wins, if he picks up a couple of wins and a draw and a loss,
Yeah.
I think it'll be okay. If he comes to that end of that Villa game,
They just need a couple of wins.
yeah,
As
absolutely.
much as easy as it
Fuck,
makes.
a couple, just one would be all
No,
right.
but I think if they get a couple and he goes, right, this is a team I'm playing with, right, I know I've got that 300 million sat on the bench that we've bought. I'm getting results from it.
Is that players or monies?
Well, both. But yeah, that's what I think he needs to do. And he obviously is trying it, but I just expect a little bit better.
I think
than
they've got to be honest. The league's done. They have to do well in the Champions
Do
League.
we
Yeah.
do we not think? And one of the things I think that gets missed about, and we always talk about, obviously we talk about Klopp not having a great season and things like that. Not every team can have a great season.
No.
The Premier League is so tough, and when you've got teams that win lots of games, like Arsenal have, Man City, and Man United have, they're going to be teams that don't win so
Yeah.
many games.
Yep.
So is it potentially a bit of a byproduct because the Premier League is now more
No, 'cause
competitive?
that's
than it was a
words.
few years
No, because they're not winning anything.
That's very good words of wisdom. More teams, some teams will win more than others. That's-
But do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
But
a
they're not
stronger
winning
Premier.
any.
No, I know. Yeah. Well, they've
They're
got
getting
one.
nothing.
in 11.
That's the problem. I think even if they were just scraping a win or getting a draw that was our draw, maybe, but they're getting fucking nothing.
And the performances aren't there.
No.
You know, if you can see your team
Tottenham are
perform,
all over them. Just done them.
You could put up with a couple of draws,
Yeah.
and maybe losing one if you're like, do you know what? You can see they tried there, but then it's.
And you're looking into them getting beaten by Tottenham as a like, oh, I got done by Tottenham. But Tottenham are, do you know what I mean, up in the top 4. So it's not. Well, that's,
Tottenham's really weird. We talked about Tottenham this as well. About we were saying, what's going on? Literally 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, it's
Yeah.
like what's going on in
Yeah,
Tottenham?
yeah.
They're in the title race.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't think. Right, I don't think
they're
it's
just-
as bad.
they're just doing it quietly, aren't they?
yeah, exactly.
But I don't think it's as bad, and I think this is why it gets made out as bad because of Conte. They've got they don't normally apart from Jose and Conte, they don't have these managers. Pochettino was like one. I know now and again he might, but he was always just calm.
Hasn't Conte been out like the last 4 weeks?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
But
it. They
it's
play
just
better
not
without
fair.
it, don't they?
But let's be honest, it's all everything around Tottenham is always about what Conte's done. I mean, and I think, and that's what I think has made this thing about what's going wrong at Tottenham. There isn't.
Nothing.
Yes, right. They're not second or third. They're not like there.
But would they ever be anyway?
Well,
I don't know.
No,
they're
top
far
4's
off.
Tottenham, innit?
I mean,
no,
they're-
but top
they're
4's Tottenham, innit? You don't expect them to be up there challenging because they haven't been.
no,
Yeah.
they haven't.
I'm
been,
not saying
but I
they haven't
think
got the
that's where
ability to,
yeah,
but
where
you
they
don't
can
expect them to be.
But let's be honest, when they were getting third and fourth and that, they were much more attacking. They were good to watch, and that's the thing. Under Conte, not.
Yeah, but that's Conte football.
Exactly.
Conte's football is not pretty
Yeah,
football.
yeah.
You know, you're not going to get it.
works, don't it?
It works, yeah.
It works. It works when it's his football, but he's not there.
Yeah.
But they look good going forwards when they played Chelsea.
Yeah, they've got attacking options, Tottenham, aren't
Yeah.
they? It's a really strange one to work out if they're doing really well or whether other teams.
But then, like,
And I think you've had some players that
but
have
then-
really underperformed as
Yeah,
well so
yeah,
far this
definitely.
season.
But
Like,
then,
you've had
like,
Son
you-
off the mark, Kane's not really scoring.
yeah.
You've got so I think it's just been a.
But like
mix
you
of
say
little
as
bit.
well, not all the teams could, all the top 8 teams, right?
Yeah.
Not all of them can perform at the same time because they're playing each other sometimes.
Mathematically, it doesn't
No,
work.
it
This is
does.
the point. If
Yeah.
the whole Premier League is stronger, this is what we have to remember as fans. If the whole Premier League is stronger. If it's a 2-horse race, then you know they can pull apart. If you've got 6, which you have, look, I mean, between 8th and top, you've got 22 points. Like that's close. It sounds like loads, but it's not that. Like, that's the strength.
Well,
of
they've
the
got to play
Premier
each other
League.
as well. So there's 6 points in,
Absolutely,
like the same at the bottom. You know.
So again, like you say, okay, Tottenham's fourth. Are they doing great? Could be, or is it because Liverpool aren't doing great, or is it because Chelsea aren't doing
Exactly,
great?
like you get
Like-
that, like with the Man United thing. Oh, well, you know, let's be honest. If Liverpool were on, like Kelly's dad will say it sometimes. He'll go, "Yeah, well, you know, when Liverpool are back, Man United won't be there." Well,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, but those that slip open up the door for others, don't they?
Yeah.
That's it.
If my mum had a cock, she'd be me dad. Do you know what I mean? So, like,
Well,
yeah, but it's just interesting to see with Chelsea. So they're closer to the bottom three than they are to the top four. I hope they give him time. He is the worst Chelsea manager that's been in recent times, and I just don't know if he can turn it around.
do you know what? He actually would have been probably better off with Roman Abramovich in charge.
no, he'd have been
No,
sacked.
no,
Yeah.
no.
He would have been wrong guy.
No, because
Off the first
Roman
game.
Abramovich would not have done how he done this. He would have.
So just
I know he
was going
obviously
to I'm
Abramovich.
going to put.
Yeah,
Do we
sorry.
think? No. That's a really good point. Do we think the board are to blame part of this?
100%.
Do we lay the blame because they went out and brought so many players? Do they have to take a
Yeah.
large portion
Yes.
of this
Yeah.
rather than
Yes,
Potter?
without doubt.
Yeah.
Probably why they haven't sacked him yet.
Yeah.
Do you
Because they
think-
think it's our fault partly.
Do you really think Potter is going to go 115 million for Fernandes? Do
No.
you think he's got that in his locker?
Maybe
Then
105.
why aren't the Chelsea fans
No.
moaning at the board then? If we think
Because
that's
they're
the
spending
case?
money.
Is that what it is?
As a football fan, if you see your club signing big players, are you happy?
Because they
Not
they
if
should
they
be
play
doing
shit.
better.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a blame everywhere, isn't there? Potter's obviously not getting a tune out of them, but again, he's not had time. But can you get a tune out of 11
But you know, the
multi-million pound players that probably aren't that valued anyway?
and the ones they're buying are not like, oh yeah, they need them. They need him. It's not.
They need a number 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They've got one out on loan.
They've got 4 and a 5, so
Exactly.
they're going to put them two together to make the 9. But they ain't got a number 9.
Okay,
That makes 8 though.
I'm gonna ask
4
you.
and a 5.
I'm gonna ask.
They're number 9, number 8.
I'm going to ask all three of you a percentage. So we've got the board, we've got Potter. Percentage-wise, how much blame is laid towards the board? How much is Potter? So is it 50-50? Dave?
I'm going 30% board, 70% pot.
30%
Yeah.
board. So you think more the problem is Potter's fault?
Yeah.
Interesting. Lee?
It's got to be 50-50.
Got to be 50-50. Okay.
65 the board.
65 the board. Okay, I think it's more than that. I think more blame has got to be laid at the board. If they're the ones that's gone out and brought all this, it's but who knows? It'll be interesting to see.
It should be doing better.
If you're a Chelsea fan, get in contact. We'd love to know your thoughts. We had a Chelsea fan on,
Woody.
Woody. That's who it was. We need to get Woody back on. Actually,
Yeah, he does need to come on.
We need to.
Probably doesn't want to.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get him
Fucking hell,
on.
he's like,
This time next week, we'll be talking about Graham Potter.
Yeah, as he has come around the thing. So the title race we mentioned before, potentially that Tottenham Hotspurs are in the title race. If you look at it mathematically, there's quite a few, but the ones that they're picking are the top 5. So obviously Arsenal, Man City, Manchester United, Newcastle, and potentially Tottenham. Looking at the next 5 games, it probably tips towards Arsenal. Arsenal next 5 games got Everton at home, Bournemouth at home, Fulham away, Crystal Palace at home, and then Leeds United at home. That's not a terrible next 5
No, I
games to
think
try and secure.
Arsenal will be all right.
Do we think Arsenal are going to pick up the league now?
Whenever I think Man City are going to suddenly, I think they're going to kick into gear, they go and draw against Nottingham Forest.
Well, their next 5 games, to give you context to that. So obviously we said Arsenal got Everton, Bournemouth, Fulham, Crystal Palace and Leeds. Man City have Newcastle at home, Crystal Palace away, West Ham at home, Liverpool at home and Southampton away.
So I would say all of them, apart from the Liverpool game, they should win.
The
but-
Newcastle game?
Yeah, I think they're Newcastle ain't scoring, are they?
No.
And I think they might have a little bit more of a hangover from the Carling Cup, because I think that might have taken a bit out of them.
Yeah.
Emotional,
They won't
I
be
think.
celebrating, though, would they? They wouldn't be drinking, so the old Newcastle brown ale.
But you're right. Do we think that Newcastle potentially have a bit of a hangover from that, a bit of disappointment, feeling a bit flat?
Maybe, but I think Howe will get them up again.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
he'll
I
get them
think
going
they
again.
did well, where they got there. But I think they felt it before. I don't know. It just felt like, I don't know if they were thinking, because we discussed it and we said, have they been thinking about the final too much? And I'm just wondering if the emotion of all of it, because it will take its toll on them, because it's their first final, So I think that might halt them a little bit myself.
Would we prefer Arsenal's running over the next 5 games to Manchester City's?
I don't think. I look at it. I don't think it matters. But either they should both be winning all 5 of them.
Even against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Man City should beat us.
Definitely.
The way we're playing.
Yeah.
I think you'll raise your game for that.
We always raise a game for City, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think City do better when there's a team playing like well against them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, coming playing against them, but we're not playing well, so hopefully
Just look at them
we
against
might
Spurs.
win
We're
there.
2-0 down against Spurs and then smashed them 4-2.
Yeah.
They're so used to people just rolling over and
Don't mention 2-0 leads. Don't mention teams going into a 2-goal lead. It's a bit upsetting for him.
Yeah.
So last time we did this podcast is looking at the running. Man United's next 5 games are probably hardest out of the top 3. They've got Liverpool, Southampton, Brighton, Newcastle and Brentford. They're not easy games in terms of that, and I think
again,
that's much
it's
more
not.
difficult. No, but Liverpool's always a difficult game. They'll be up for United. Southampton should be relatively easy. Brighton, fuck those are Brighton. They mess up accumulators left, right, and centre. Newcastle,
they'll probably want fucking
and then
revenge.
Brentford again as well.
I think, you know what, right? That's the beauty of this season, isn't it?
It's the Premier
games,
League.
Even though we're playing well, even if we lost one of them games, you think, oh,
It's been a long while since it's been this fucking nuts, though, isn't it?
But it's good though.
great.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's terrible for accumulator though.
It's terrible for accumulator. It's brilliant for United.
Well, my betting
fans.
account's got
Rubbish.
£7,000 in it because I'm not spending it.
And do we? I don't honestly think you can. Sorry, Newcastle fans at the time. I don't really think you can consider
No,
them.
they haven't got the goal threat, unfortunately. I think they need, defensively fantastic. They're not bad midfield, but they just can't seem to put the ball in the back of the net.
That Isaac, is it Isaac, the striker?
Yeah,
But we lose Rashford,
He
then
was
he could be a bit
terrible.
above her. I'm
Yeah.
really concerned that we don't. We need to get someone in.
They will in a second. They will.
They need.
Who though?
I'm still available.
I was
If you want to
gonna
get in
say,
contact with my agent.
Big Kev's going.
If,
Big
if you
donkey.
If you need a replacement for Weghorst, I can.
Slimmer version.
Just talk about Weghorst. It's great, isn't it? Everyone's forgetting he's actually still owned by Burnley. They're going to get promoted by getting a record of points coming up, and he'll be playing for them, won't he, next season?
Yeah,
Scoring goals for fun against United.
I mean, I give it. I got some stick for saying he's a bit of a cart horse on TikTok.
He is. He works hard, but
he works very hard. He's just not. You can't pin your future on him. You can't.
No.
You wouldn't want him as your number 9
But I
week
think
in
someone.
week out. To go
But the
for
problem is, people have they're saying it as if you're abusing him. Like you're just saying he is what he is. Like he's not like a world class striker, but he's doing his job.
Ten Hag obviously knew what he was about.
100%.
You don't get someone and go, oh fuck, he's not really good. I'm going to play him here and hope for the best.
We used to.
Because it's worked. He's changed it like that and it's worked. But he knows him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So,
I'm not-
again, you got to look at that and think, well,
Chelsea might be in for him next season.
100
Big number
mil.
9.
They
Don't score
could do.
goals. That's what they like.
So looking at the Premier League fixtures coming up this next week, tomorrow you've got, obviously this will be yesterday by the time this goes out, Arsenal, Everton, Liverpool versus Wolves. Let's go Arsenal, Everton first. Everton, who knows what's happening with them at the moment.
Yeah.
We win 1 week.
it's all
lose
leagues.
another.
There's FA Cup this week as well.
Yeah.
There's FA Cup today and tomorrow. I've only looked at the
I
Premier
think that's
League.
an Arsenal win, isn't it?
Yeah. It's at home.
I think
It's got to be Arsenal win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too good for him.
After they beat them 1-0 last time, Everton. That is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal win.
I'd take it.
Yeah.
I'm not having that again.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It's an interesting game.
Yeah.
If they lose that Arsenal, the pressure will mount on them a little bit.
That's their game in hand as well to City, isn't it? They've
Yeah.
got- so
It's- yeah. So that'll be interesting. They do play again on Saturday, so they've got some games running in. They've got Bournemouth on Saturday.
Jesus is back in the fold now, isn't he? He's in
J-
full training, I think. So
Jesus is back in. Yeah. Liverpool Wolves, Dave. Obviously,
played Wolves quite a lot this season, haven't
Yeah.
we?
Fourth time you played them, isn't it?
Yeah. So not yeah.
What was your view of the Crystal Palace game?
Absolute dog shit.
Okay, good.
Absolute,
and
it
honest.
was
I didn't see it. So
Apparently
I've got
one of the
no
worst.
context
so drab, awful.
So
there was
bad.
no pace, no desire. It was
on it. Hangover from the. 'Cause the I know we took the mickey out of you in terms of that, but against Real Madrid for that first half an hour. I mean, Tottenham were like
Liverpool
were like the prediction you made, as in
Yeah, we were.
they started running and passing the ball.
Yeah.
Half an hour's a bit strong, isn't it? 14
Well,
minutes.
yeah.
then.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I was being generous.
He was, yeah. Yeah, maybe a slight hangover. Okay, again, he played Henderson and Milner in the middle of the park. You can't play both of them together. There's no creativity there.
No.
Don't
Who
get
you
That's the
started
oldest
against Real Madrid,
midfield in
or was that-
history.
Sorry, was that against Crystal Palace?
Sorry?
Is that who you started against Crystal
Yeah,
Palace?
so
Really?
Henderson,
They just bust
Milner,
him in for the
Keita.
local care home.
Really?
Yeah.
The two players have equalled the whole of United's age squad.
Absolute. Don't get me wrong. I like them. They're good players.
Oh yeah.
Not
but
starting with
not
them like that,
together.
no.
But not together.
No.
Milner, I've always liked him. He's excellent pro. It's like all these young lads they should take note. Milner is the man,
But
Mr.
not in the
Ribena.
middle of the park, though.
No,
I
maybe
don't-
to tidy up at the end of the game, last
yeah.
10, 15 minutes, go in, crunch
Yeah.
a few tackles in.
I think it's sorry though. I think it's who he plays next to, isn't it? And I use Fred as the example. Fred next to McTominay looks like an absolute. Looks like he's never played football before.
Yeah.
Put him next to Casemiro.
Fantastic.
He looks
player.
like a Brazilian midfielder.
Yeah.
It's like if you play Henderson and Milner together, it's
not going to work. And
They're not
Keita,
90-minute players anymore, are they? Their last 90 minutes, not beginning of the 90 minutes.
Keita again. He's not going to set the world on light.
No.
Has he never lived up to? He's never really.
No.
been
No,
up to
he
Has
that.
he
has-
had the game time though?
Yeah.
I'm not. Obviously, I don't follow. Liverpool,
He's been given game time, but then
enough?
he gets injured.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
He's had
Yeah.
like
But
about
again, is that because he's not? Do you know what I mean? It's like that.
He has
up,
2 or
down,
3
up.
games in a row, gets injured.
and the longest run he's done was like 8 games.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But he didn't really like his
Even then he wasn't
shots
great.
and stuff. He was meant to be the box to box midfield.
Yeah.
He was meant to be the
Yeah.
Paul
He come from
Pogba.
Leipzig. Did he come from
Yeah,
Leipzig?
Yeah.
Paid a lot of money for him, but it just never really happened.
It didn't happen though. So the one midfielder we've missed and have never replaced is Wijnaldum. That's
Yeah.
the midfielder we've missed.
Yeah.
It's full of energy. Everyone says, "Oh, Mane." No, Mane wasn't.
He used to do-
I know he wasn't there last season, but that is our
He
problem.
used to do a lot of the work, like Michael Carrick of unsung hero, would do all this stuff, never get the praise, but he was always there.
Yeah,
Mane's missed for Salah's output, not for
Yeah,
what
well, I
he
don't know,
brings
'cause
to the
they've
team.
got-
I think
you've
they
got,
just had such a chemistry together playing.
I think the chemistry's starting to come back with not come back, but come with Nunes and Gakpo.
Yeah, like I said,
And
they needed
Jota
time,
as
didn't
well.
they?
Yeah,
Just needed
and
time.
then there's Diaz coming back, Firmino's coming. So attacking wise is never going to be our problem.
No.
We need.
You need Van Dijk back, don't you?
Yeah, we do 100%.
Yeah, 'cause he's gone a bit.
He's gone a bit off, but again, he's coming back from injury again. I know I keep banging on about long seasons. He had a long season last year. Was it Holland got to semi-finals of the World Cup?
Yeah.
So he's played a lot of football already this season, and injuries. And that shows he's getting on.
Yeah.
Injuries, you have to come back from an injury mentally as well as physically, don't you? Because if you've been out for a long time, there's always that bit, do I go into this tackle?
Yeah.
Am I going to hurt
Am I
myself?
gonna be-
And let's be honest, that injury he had wasn't exactly like it was a. Will you ever see him back properly
Yeah.
again? So it weren't like.
Is that the injury from
Pickford.
Pickford? What?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
How he didn't get sent off.
What's that?
No,
like 2
but the
years
funniest,
ago, innit?
the
It was
funniest
about
thing
2 years
about
ago.
that, the funniest thing about that though was the petition that Liverpool fans started up for that Pickford should be banned for the amount of games that Van Dijk was out for, which is the funniest football petition I've ever seen.
I didn't sign it. Okay, it was nothing to do with me.
You started it.
Yeah, you were the
not that
creator.
I don't know how to write yet.
So in terms of Liverpool Wolves, what's your expectations for the game? Realistically, what do you hope to come away with?
I hope to come away with a win. Will we? I think we will. If we come out like we did against Real Madrid and we can do that for 45 minutes, that should be enough against Wolves. And then defend. But it all depends on who's in the team.
Wolves are a bit of a funny one, aren't they? Because is it Lopetegui? He's actually got them playing quite well, isn't he?
Up and down, up and down. Up
Yeah,
and
but
down.
they're bottom off the table. They are
Yeah.
relegation threatened, aren't they? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, they had a
that's quite-
shit
about
start to the season.
Yeah.
A really bad start.
But since he's come in, he has.
15th.
Yeah.
They're 3 points above relegation.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
That's
They're
strange.
fighting for it, aren't they?
I had a misconception that they were doing better than
They were.
Just
Well, I
because they
think
beat
since-
Liverpool.
I think
That's why.
since he come in, they've done better because Bruno Lage. They
Won 3 out of the last 6, though.
Yeah. So I think he's not done too bad, has he? To be
No.
fair.
soon to be 4 out of 6.
Hopefully not.
Looking at
Come on the Irons
looking at Saturday. Obviously Manchester United play West Ham tomorrow in the FA Cup. There are other FA Cup games going on. Can't remember who's in it. It's only the
United
5th
win.
round.
United to win.
It's,
Only the 5th round.
yeah, but there's so many teams in the 5th round.
Yeah.
that You can't talk about them all on a
United
half
to
an
win
hour,
that
40
game.
minutes past it. Yeah, United to win.
West Ham have got bigger problems to worry about, not the FA Cup.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what team he plays tomorrow with Liverpool again on Sunday. But looking at the Saturday game, City versus Newcastle, assuming we think of the City win.
Yeah, I think it's City win.
Just don't know at the minute, though, do you?
No, true. Arsenal, Bournemouth.
That's got to be another Arsenal win.
Yeah, Arsenal at home again. Villa, Crystal Palace. God knows.
Draw.
Villa.
Draw.
I'm going to say a
Crystal Palace
Villa
have
win.
fallen fucking flat on their arse. though.
Villa win. Ollie Watkins to score again. He's on a little run at the minute. Ollie Watkins. So.
Crystal Palace are another team. You just never know.
It's gone a bit
Okay,
strange.
but because they started really well, just flying. Then they had a couple of up and downs, and they've just fallen off a cliff again.
It's just Crystal Palace. They could win 3-0 or lose 3-0. You just never really
Do you know what would be interesting about Crystal Palace is in the summer when Zaha leaves on a free, how they deal with that. If it makes them a better team. Because he's a good player.
I mean, he is.
But it's all through him. But how does that work? I mean, does that open up Eze a little bit more to...
Yeah, Arsenal wanted him a couple of seasons ago, so it'll be interesting to see whether they need him or whether they go back for him. Brighton, West Ham. It's a tough game.
Brighton win, I reckon.
Yeah,
West Ham, Danny Ings.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think more?
He's found his feet now, hasn't he?
Yeah, it just gets injured, Danny Ings. Great striker.
Yeah.
I like him.
You only get 6 games out of him before he's injured. Chelsea Leeds, we talked about it a little bit earlier on.
Leeds.
That's a really tough. It's a tough game.
Let's say a Chelsea win.
Yeah,
Might surprise us.
It's not an easy game to go to. when
He's
you're
going to be on his all fours. Go, please.
Wolves, Spurs, and then Southampton and Leicester on Saturday to wrap it up, and then to Sunday, Forest versus Everton. That's the interesting game.
Yeah.
That's the interesting game to watch. Potentially, I suppose.
Not sure I'd be interested to watch, but
No. And then on Sunday, Liverpool versus Manchester United.
Tough game.
Tough game for both. For that. If Liverpool win, we won't do the podcast next week.
I'll do it on my own.
yeah. But no, interesting games. So some interesting games to look forward to this week. Any more, gentlemen?
No, I think that's...
No? As always, if you do, we're looking for more. We say it every end of every week. I need to put it as a separate short. We're looking for fans, for fan reactions.
Don't bang the table.
Whatever team you support, whatever team in the Premier League support, get in contact. We need some more reactions. You've seen Orlando with the Arsenal one. You see Malcolm the other day from Newcastle.
Thanks, Mal.
Straight after Malcolm.
Even after losing.
Straight after the fan reaction thing. The fan reactions are great. People love them. So whatever team you're for, it doesn't matter if we, three of you all support Arsenal. Get in contact. We use you at different times. We want your reactions after the game, so please get in contact via our social media channels. Gentlemen, thank you very much, and we will catch you again next week.
cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Gorga.